Now I may request Dr. Das Sharma and Dr. Amol Patil, Executive Director, GSC, to come on the stage and start the proceedings for KickOff 2.0.
To the jury for today, for the kickoff, we have with us some of the jury will be online and some of them are here. So we have with us the first jury is Dr. Shaji Prabhakaran. Then we have Dr. Mark King from Loughborough University. Then we have Mr. Ajay Singh from DLT Labs. Then we have Mr. Raj Kapoor. We also have with us Marco Sansoni with us, who is there, and Mr. Ravi Ranjan will be joining virtually with us for the event as a jury. So, and Mr. Aditya Datta is also the jury who is joining us virtually. So, before, without wasting much time, the first pitch for today in the kickoff 2.0 is Step Out. And I request the representation from Step Out to please come over. So before we begin, till the time they're coming, I'll let you know that the event, this pitch day will be a particular sports technology solution will be given a 7 minutes time, and within this 7 minutes, they have to pitch their product. They have to pitch in terms of what is the problem statement they are solving, what kind of solution they are bringing, how unique it is towards football, what experience they do have in terms of football, in terms of their product or solution being utilized for the betterment of football, either augmenting performance or maybe engaging or maybe resolving certain problem, and what is their scalability model in terms of business and what they are looking for at the moment, like any raise or any kind of, in terms of the business development goals.
For all the kickoff participant, it is purely a 7-minute pitch. You have to present it as a PPT. At 5 minutes, you will be getting your first warning. At 7th minute, the pitch will be over. No additional time will be given. And after the pitch, if there is any query, both the host will ask one query, or if the judges have any query, we will put the queries for them. 1, 2, and 3, you will start.
You can use the other one. Check this one.
Hello.
Hello.
Check.
Who is the pitcher?
Both of us.
Please.
So hello everyone, this is Shayok Ghosh and here is my co-founder Jeet Magar, founders of Step Out, the first ever sport digital by advanced data and performance analysis. So let's look at the problems that are faced by the footballing ecosystem. First of all, data analysis is still limited to the top 1% of the footballing ecosystem. Meaning if you're a club playing in the top tier, then only you can have access to your performance data. And then there's a big factor of affordability because this access comes as a huge cost. And even if you can have access to it, then comes the difficulty of interpreting it because not everyone in the footballing ecosystem has a data science or data analysis. Some of the clubs do tend to hire full-time analysts, but then they have to do the entire process of collecting data to producing insights all their own, which leaves little to no time to implement those understanding for performance enhancement. And due to all these problems, youth academies still run in the very traditional way, where the players have little to no performance index other than their in-match memories and verbal feedbacks to develop as an aspiring professional football player. And due to all these problems, there's an abscess of a digital scouting network, due to which there's a lot of dropout rates in the youth level. To solve all these problems, we bring you our platform, which is powered by AI, ML, data analysis, management application for clubs and academies, and a dedicated mobile application for the players to have their 24/7 access. We provide you with a solution which is 100% remote, very easy to use, easy to understand, and affordable. So how we do it? If you're a club or an academy, we only need the match video from you, which you can upload on our platform. Then it's run by AI and ML algorithms, and it's being validated by our quality control team. And finally, all the analysis is present to you in your platforms. So this is our management platform where we have more than 150,000 data points for a single match. And all these things provided we translate this data. We don't just provide raw data. We translate it into footballing terms and languages through passing networks, defense network, performance matrix, data matrix, and so much more. Our platform also provides you with an option to track your players, make growth benchmarking, do talent identification, compare performances, etc. And apart from the data, we also provide video references of each and every action the players are playing, so that after the match they want to check their unsuccessful shots, successful shots, key pass, everything they have on the tap of a button. And for the players, we have created an app through which they can have this visual understanding of their match-by-match performances. And it's not just data. We are creating a digitized gameplay experience through leaderboards, objective badges, to make this a real-time experience into an esports experience as well. And apart from this, we are creating an ecosystem through which we scout talents, do data-driven stories, create benchmarks for different age categories, different positions, and so much more. We work with tournaments on a partnership model where we collect all the data and when we provide it to the teams, to players, to organizers for scouting, etc. For professional clubs, we partnered with them in a B2B model. We provide them with self-team analysis, recruitment consultancy, opposition analysis, etc. For academies, we provide the academy with a management application and the players with a mobile app. And through this, they can customize a lot of experience, create virtual rewards, create benchmarks, and so much more. This is a brief overview of the analytics market currently. This is an understanding of the Indian football ecosystem. You can see how there's almost 33.3% growth in some cases. You can see more than 250,000 registered players under AIFF and 20,000 schools. And also you can look at US market where the US youth market is currently valued at 19.2 billion, and it's estimated to grow up to 77.6 billion USD by 2026. This is our traction. You can see we have in international level, we have AFC Ajax, Fusan Hispania, there's Indian top tier clubs, state level clubs, youth academies and leagues as well. This is our traction timeline. You can see due to COVID, we could only launch in August 2021. But till then, we have onboarded a lot of clubs from different tiers of the league. And very recently, we have been awarded as the winners of Reimagine Football, which was hosted by UEFA, Ajax, KNVB, etc. And there we won the award for Champion Learning and Performance, which was awarded to us by AFC Ajax, and we are now running a pilot project with the Youth Academy. Apart from that, Michael Salgado's club, Fusan Hispania, has also onboarded our platform to provide their first team, second team, and youth teams with our analysis. And on top of that, we are also a Startup India recognized startup. This is our future roadmap. As you can see in our football, we look to create a digital scouting network where the players will have digital CV through which they can apply to clubs. And then we are looking out to branch to other sports as well. This is some of our international competitors as well as grassroots level competitors. This is our founding team. And we have created all this from scratch in India in a bootstrap model, but now we are looking at a huge traction, huge requirement from all across the world. And that's why now we are looking for some support in terms of funding as well. But due to time constraint, we are not going into that. You can reach out to us and we have all the details to provide to you. Thank you.
Created a solution which is going global from the Indian side. I will ask the judges if they have any query. However, I have two specific doubt in my mind.
Yes.
First of all, you have created a solution. What is the investment till date has gone into the process?
We have invested our own resource. We have invested
Money, figure.
money around 1.5 lakhs.
1.5 lakh is the investment. how much product you have till date sold?
So in the last season, we have sold up to like 2 lakhs in revenue, and this year in this month, we have already secured up to 9 lakhs in revenue.
Gross revenue 9 plus to 11. What is your profit margin?
So we have profit margins in different levels. So currently we are in a profitable, we are running on our revenue. So in tournament model, we have around 50% as gross margin. In B2B model, we have around 60% as gross margin. And in academy level, we have about 88% as gross margin.
So I take it average 65% is your profit level.
Yes.
In that case, you have already made up your investment.
Yes.
What is your running cost?
So at this moment, we are running on a remote first model, but at this moment we are looking to expand our team actually, because there's a lot of requirement. At this moment, we do not have the team size to fulfill those requirements. We have only our founding teams and a few interns and a few employees who are working with us, of around 10 to 12 people, full team. So we are looking to expand.
So my last question is that if you are looking for investment, what is the amount you are looking for, and within which time frame the investor will get to see the profit?
So we are looking at a valuation, we are looking at a funding of $2 million so that we can scale internationally, globally, utilize our foreign
2 million
markets.
when he will get it back?
So we can generate 2 million in revenue in just 4 years.
Fine. Any queries from Marco or Ajay?
Are you offering it on a SaaS basis?
Yes, it's a 100% remote application.
So you all have hosted it yourself?
Yes, yes, we have done everything from scratch, from 0 to 1.
Okay, so when you say 1.5 lakh, the costing, it includes the hosting and everything?
We got a AWS credit as a startup.
Okay. So currently that you are not adding in your running
Yeah,
cost?
that is not we are running it. So that's why we started in a post-COVID market with all the markets closed. And the only option we had to make it a hyper lean model, and we did that, and we are now working with international clubs.
That's just I'm
Yes,
trying to
yes, of
understand
course.
the mathematics,
Thank you.
right? So
Thank you.
$10,000 is also added per month.
Yes.
in
yes.
your
So our
1.5
infrastructural
lakh
cost in that case is around $100 to $150 per month.
Okay.
You say,
So, yeah, please.
you said you are looking for funding because you want to expand the team because of the many requirements. You mean requests that you have or requirements that you need to respect?
So basically both are true. In terms of requirements, we are looking at European academies, academies in USA, in Middle East, who are already requiring this service because we provide a very, very affordable model as well. So that's why we need to expand our team, because currently we are working 2-3 engineers on this entire project. We need more data developers so that to provide a international experience when the users are using our platform. So that's why we want to expand.
Thank you. So the investment will be going on to the human resource through which you will scalable the product, roughly 65% profitability.
Yes.
Your ask is 2.5 million. You are already in a profitable mode and hope you are earning through it.
Yes.
That's the pitch?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Face fee.
Give a big hand, guys.
From a product perspective, I wanted to understand, right? How do you distinguish yourself? And second is, what is the average revenue you are earning per client, right?
Okay, okay. So how we are different from Wisecout? So first thing is, if you are a club whose data Wisecout is collecting, then only you can use Wisecout. But for us, we work on a B2B SaaS model as well. If you have your match video, you can upload it, and we can provide you with the data. And not just data. To use Wisecout, you need to hire some football analysts, data analysis, etc. So as you utilize the insights that you are getting from Wisecout for performance enhancement. Here at Step Out, we translate all the data into visualization, into footballing terms and languages, basically. So even coaches who have worked in grassroots level or even has worked for 40 years, like visualizing, analyzing the match only with their eyes, are now jumping into our system. So this is our USP apart from the affordability. So in terms of affordability, we charge internationally $30 per match analysis, where you go get the entire team analysis, match analysis, player analysis, video analysis, everything. And due to this, and apart from this, sorry, Here we are providing this in a very easy to understand fashion. And in India, we have average revenue per club is like around 20,000 because they play around 10 to 15 matches in a season currently.
This is per match or per
No.
for the season?
So for example, a club is playing 10 matches. We provide them analysis for 10 matches. And in this case, in India, we are providing a 50% discount because not all clubs have the financial ability. So that model was to sustain us as well as give our clients with all the help they required. So in India, since a team plays around 10-15 matches, we analyze that much amount for them. But for European clubs or UAE club, like for example, Fursan Hispania, we are analyzing around 60 matches for them at a cost of $30 per match.
Understood. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick introduction. My name is Enrico. I am the representative for FaceFee. What I'm here to talk to you about today is the adoption of biometrics technologies to the footballing world, particular stadia. We're coming to this pitch slightly different maybe to some of the companies that are pitching today, where we are an established business. We're actually listed on the Spanish Stock Exchange. And what we're looking for is really help to penetrate your market and to replicate some of the success and where we've adopted our technology across some of the European clubs, including Valencia. So the challenge that we're trying to address, so working in the stadium world for a number of years, some of the challenges that we have identified, talking to customers and actually experienced myself, is that clubs are trying to find innovative ways to stop unwanted supporters. For example, hooligans. It's far too easy to buy tickets on the grey market today. So how can you stop that? Talking about the grey market, it's huge. You can buy tickets pretty much from anywhere and anybody these days, up until you get to 1 meter of a stadium. There's always somebody that are offering you to buy a ticket or to sell you a ticket. How can you stop that? Stadiums are also always looking at how can we improve the journey and the experience of a supporter? How can they make that whole journey easier, faster, better? Which is something that the Stadia world have been looking out to different vendors like ourselves to address. And all of these are typical across a lot of our customers. And one of actually the biggest things that our customers are asking us for is how can we make the whole journey frictionless? How can we give our supporters the ability to enter a stadium without needing a ticket, a phone, a QR code or anything similar? So what's the solution? What we have as FaceFee is a technology that focuses on biometrics, by where we enable supporters to enroll themselves onto any footballing club's system by ensuring that they are who they say they are through biometrics, which I'll talk about. And once the stadia or club knows who that person is and they can be sure who they are, then they are digitally stamped, which means that they can enable them to access the stadium continuously just by using biometrics. They can access different services from within the stadia by identifying themselves biometrically, which does two things. One, ensures that the person is who they say they are. Two, significantly improves the whole customer experience and customer journey. When I say customer, I'm talking about supporters. How does it work? Start with the onboarding process. This process has actually been deployed in one of our customers in, I can reference one of our customers in Spain, which is a global brand, which is Valencia, a very successful European team. How does it work? So we've enrolled our technology into the app. In the case of Valencia, their own app. The way we identify supporters is that once the supporter has downloaded the app, we kickstart a process which takes approximately 10 to 20 seconds, by where we take a capture of an approved document, which could be passport, driver's license. We extract the information from within the identity using OCR or similar. We take a picture of the picture from the ID, and then we run a process by where the supporter takes a selfie. We check whether the person is real by running an AI algorithm, which is called liveness, to ensure that it's not somebody putting a picture up to a camera, etc. And within 10 seconds, we can match the face on the ID to the selfie that's taken by the supporter in this case. Once both have been matched and we've extracted all the details, we can also in parallel run some background checks. So if the club has access to blacklists that maybe are run by governments or other institutions, we can check who the person is and if they're on a particular list before we allow them to become an official supporter. Once they've been identified, as I said, the same app can then be used to re-identify the person. So when I enter the stadium, all I need to do is either just look at a camera on a turnstile, or I can enable, as you see here, a QR code, meaning that once the person opens up the application using self-ID, the person can be identified using their face, which creates a QR code, which can then scan the QR code at the gates, all of which can be configured in different ways. But this is, again, all taking the step, which is to identify the person, to the next level, meaning that we can now reuse the same identity, the digital identity, to ensure that that person can, in this case, enter the stadium. And then that goes further to the journey beyond the the entry point. So this is where we can use biometrics, now that we know who the person is, to, for example, buy goods. So I can create credits to buy kind of footballer.
Just a reminder, Rico, 2 more minutes.
Memorabilia or whatever the club is selling. I can buy food or drinks using my identity. And again, this is all by knowing who the person is, which is the step that we did in the first place. So what makes us different? This technology is not new. It's been around for many years, but it's evolved and adopted and evolved again, which is where we come into our own. So the experience that we offer to our customers and their customers is really where we shine. So for example, the quantity of documents that we scan and the speed in which we can scan them makes that whole journey extremely good, meaning that if a supporter is going through this process today, most technologies are quite cumbersome, doesn't work, you can't scan a document. And what happens is, and this is kind of proven through some recent studies, that people generally get quite fed up quickly and they don't complete the enrollment. Whereas with us, the actual journey is better, like I said. So document capture is one. We also run real-time liveness, which basically means that when I take a selfie, which takes approximately a second,
Rico, 1 more minute.
Take a picture of the person, but we also ensure that the person is real, all within a few seconds. Okay. Added value, I think, for the purposes of time, I've already mentioned some of these. So this is all about taking the supporter from the front of the stadium all the way through to their seat in under 20 seconds by identifying who they are, re-identify them for different services, all of which enhances security, but also increases customer experience. Business model, very simple. We provide an on-prem or SaaS model. We offer a pay-as-you-grow, meaning that we can offer clubs the ability to start with a few hundreds or tens all the way to hundreds of thousands. It's not limited in terms of how many you can have. And you can actually scale this beyond one stadia. So you can grow beyond one stadium to a national service. If this is a kind of a footballing governing body or...
Rico, 15 seconds.
Obviously, for one. Contribution to the footballing world. We're enhancing security. We are enabling the ability to share information by giving access to blacklists, so that people that are known to be untoward or people that are not wanted within stadia can now be shared, and we can ensure that we can stop those people from entering. We are now moving into a frictionless world, meaning that we're no longer looking at paper or...
Rico, can you hear us?
Rico,
can you hear us?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Rico, your stipulated 7 minutes is over.
Okay, I've finished anyway. Thank you for your time.
Okay. First of all, hold on, Rico. Judges, is there any question? Okay. Rico, I have one query in mind. What is the capital investment required for the face fee installation?
So it varies from the volume or quantity of supporters that are going to be enrolled. But it goes in the very low, tens of thousands, up to, up to kind of 50,000, something like that.
50,000 USD? You are talking about USD or Euro?
Euros.
For one slot or for multiple slots in an event area?
So the actual pricing model is based on number of users. So to set the system up, meaning the configurations is kind of low tens of thousands. The actual enrollment process, we base it on a number of, let's call it supporters. So if it's 100,000 supporters, that will be a price for 100,000 supporters. If it's 10,000 supporters, then it'll be a price for 10,000 supporters. So this is why it's very difficult to give you a cost as such or an example of, because it really varies by the quantity of supporters that we'll be using or that the prospective customers would want to enroll or digitally identify.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I now request Dr. Amol Patil to invite the next.
The next is Netrin Sports Technologies.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Teja Prakash, co-founder of Netrin Sports Technologies. So today, sports tech ecosystem in India is 100% import driven. But this situation actually triggers a lot of other problems which haven't been seen by coaches today. That is, all the algorithms that are done for the imported products are calibrated on a Caucasian population, which is not the exact thing that is considering all our specific requirements of Indian sports and Indian athlete population. So that is exactly what we are trying to do, and we have to ensure that this situation changes, and this particular system has to put in and bring us a self-reliant system on the sports tech ecosystem. So what we are trying to do is a big dream, but this dream cannot be fulfilled in a very short window. So what we did is we had a strategic partnership with IIT Madras, and we are trying to engage with them on a research basis for a long-term extended plan wherein we are realizing that dream today itself. So the best thing that we can give to any future generations is knowledge. And in sports, that is the knowledge on how to create athletes that we are trying to make them win. So that recipe of how to make athletes win is something which we should be having from the heritage of what culture of sports that we have in India. So what we should also be doing is ensuring that we quantify all the players, all the possible metrics that are there. We monitor the players and then keep records of all these protocols that we are following. And this is exactly where we are also talking about the heritage that we have in India, which is on the Mohan Bagan, which is our oldest football club that is there in India and also in Asia. But this heritage has been lost. So that is the main reason why we need to ensure that we are quantifying physiological and motion data to create digital retrievable records for our coaches to ensure that we are imparting all our history, the past mistakes, past wins, and including them into the training protocols for the future generations. So this is a dream that we are realizing in partnership with IIT Madras with the technical capabilities and data analytical capabilities that we have. We are ensuring that our wearable technology is empowering the coaches. We just don't leave the coaches with the hardware. We just don't sell them the hardware and leave it there. We ensure that we have a person who is trained and put them across with the coaches to look into the data analysis and then inform that insights, the interpretations out of this data are then conveyed to the coaches for them to take actions. Because Indian ecosystem of coaches today are not ready to accept the direct integration of data. So that can be a future wherein this layer of middle data analytics is something which will empower the coaches today and ensure that the athletes are not being injured. And we are also talking about not just injury prevention of athletes, we are also talking about creating records which will help us scout the players in future and improve the player performance also. So with this, I'll be introducing India's first ECG-based athlete monitoring platform, Conquer, which was launched yesterday by our Sports Minister of Odisha. So what we do here is we have a ECG-based wearable. I think you can see this. So this is a ECG-based wearable which is collecting raw ECG data from the athletes to give information on all their training loads, training type, and I'll get to the metrics later, but here the simplest system is you invite the athletes, the coach connects them to the dashboard and then monitor them live. Currently we are supporting this dashboard with live monitoring for 30 athletes at once, and we are pushing those limits to 60 in future in the next release. And the performance metrics that we talk about are heart rate monitoring metrics, because this is the simplest thing that a coach can understand today. Though we have a lot of other complex technologies that are in research pipeline, we wanted to push this and ensure that the coaches are actually enabled with how to look at the data, so that once they get to practice the data analytics, then we can introduce complex sensors and give better information. So with heart rate metrics, training load, training readiness, team analytics, comprehensive team analytics, we are ensuring that the right training methodology is insisted in the training academies.
2 more minutes.
And the tools for the coach, wherein we are providing real-time athlete monitoring, comprehensive team analytics, post-session individual reports, and the data analytics support. And maybe I'll skip this and I'll just play one video so that you can understand what we are doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will first ask the judges, is there any query?
So one of the problem statement you told, right, that whatever the metrics are there in India do not apply from what is coming from the Caucasian population. So are you building only for India, or it is a global?
It is a global.
It is global, how you are going to solve the same problem what other global companies are not able to solve for India, how you are going to solve it for Africa or let's say for any other continent?
True. So the point here is we are building strategic partnerships like what we did here. And so first and foremost, we will be establishing ourselves in India. And then through the strategic partnerships, it is just easy to multiply and scale the algorithms according to the populations. In fact, you might be knowing Apple Watch and all these watches, you might be seeing the green light, which is actually meant for a fair skin complexion. But then they realized today that it is not the same accuracy that is coming with a dark skin complexion. So that is why they are trying to introduce orange and red light sensors in the backside. So the similar way, an integration would be very much easier once we have stabilized the process here.
Okay.
Next one is Mint NFT. Mint will be joining us virtually. Can you bring them on the screen? Yep.
Yeah, Matt,
Hello,
you are
Matt.
there. Ready?
I'm here. Good evening. How are you?
Absolutely fine, Matt.
Your time starts now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is exactly
Thank you all.
5:25. It is exactly 5:25, Matt, in Indian time. And with a count of 1, 2, 3, you can start. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, thank you, and good evening, everyone. My name is Matt. I am the co-founder and CMO of a technology platform called Mint. We are a global company based with teams all over the world, Europe, United States, now in Asia. And we are a fan engagement tool, leveraging Web3 and blockchain technology for teams and leagues and sports clubs and athletes, and even now sponsors and partners. So I'm excited to share with you what it is that we do and how we are doing it. First, just some background. We all know that Web3 is the next generation of the internet based on the blockchain, opening up access for fans and creators and consumers to engage in new ways. But it also provides fans with an opportunity to own something unique that is different than we've previously been able to experience before as fans and collectors and consumers. The challenge, however, now as we get into the early to middle stages of Web3 and blockchain development is that a lot of the tools and technologies have created significant barriers to entry. They require cryptocurrency. They require having a wallet and moving between blockchains with transfer fees that require a lot of energy. Well, we have established a technology solution that provides brands and teams and leagues with a fully seamless and highly accessible end-to-end solution. We've cut out all the barriers to entry. You no longer need cryptocurrency. You no longer need to have a wallet. You can actually buy an NFT with a credit card, or you can get it with just an email address. So that's what Mint is. But instead of putting these Web3 experiences on an open exchange that could be next to many other competitors or brands or teams or creators that we don't know and may not feel to be very safe, ours is a white label solution that sits within a team's ecosystem. It can connect to the team's e-commerce store or Shopify or other platforms that, again, a fan or a customer is very used to and find very comfortable. So what does Mint do? Well, we take all the assets that a team has, whether it's a trading card or a collectible or a logo, and we put it on the blockchain. And we can do this at scale. Last week we minted over 1 million NFTs for our different partners and clients for no cost on the blockchain. But we have also now created solutions where these can be easily claimed with just an email address. Again, no longer needing all of these websites and wallets and MetaMask solutions. But what's really engaging and really strategic is the utility experiences that teams can provide for token holders within the Mint and within the team branded ecosystem. So when you've got a token, when you have an NFT, when you've unlocked it or won it or claimed it, it can be a ticket, it can be claimed through purchase in the store, but this now unlocks access to gated commerce, gated merchandise, exclusive experiences that live within a branded ecosystem. This has never been created before. All current Web3 experiences happen on third-party marketplaces and exchanges, and we've given teams an opportunity to reclaim ownership of their relationship with the fan. So what is it? It's a storefront or distribution platform. It is a contained ecosystem that, again, can be fully branded with the team's logo and marks and colors, but also provides access and experiences within a gated area for the team and the fan, or fans together, to engage one another. As we move through the evolution now and the progress and development of Web3 technology and platforms, we know that fans think of these as collectibles, and early on in the NFT phase, people were speculating and trading and trying to make as much money on this as possible. But we've moved on now to a more advanced stage of NFTs. NFTs as a proof of purchase or as a certificate of authenticity. It can be used to unlock access to the community. It can be used as a ticket now. An NFT is actually a ticket that can be claimed and used and saved as a souvenir, but it can also be a reward. Collect 5 and it unlocks access to discounted tickets to a future game or merchandise. T-shirts,
2 more minutes, Matt.
kits, sneakers, etc. So we've done this now with a number of professional organizations all over the world, not just in football, but football is an incredible example, working with incredible teams in Europe, as well as the largest governing body putting on international tournaments. And you can see how easy it is to purchase with a credit card or claim for free. We've also unlocked access for fans to collect these player moments or trading cards or team intellectual property that has been created and buy and sell from one another in a peer-to-peer standalone marketplace that is just owned by the team itself, but ultimately unlocking experiences as well. So if you've got access to a stadium, for example, or an arena, and your team is partnering with other ticket providers or sponsors and partners, these tokens can be authenticated via blockchain technology to create really meaningful experiences that are exclusive just to fans within this inclusive community. So that's the Mint ecosystem all in one. We have become a gateway platform for brands, for teams, for leagues to dip their toe in the water with blockchain, with NFTs, with tokens, to experience now this next generation of fan engagement. So with that, I thank you for this time, and I can open it up to any questions that you may have. And if you'd like, for anyone who's watching at home or there in person, take out your phone, scan this QR code, and I'll get you a free NFT today, right now.
Wonderful, Matt. You are bang on time. First, I will just request the judges for the queries because I expect few questions should come this time from the judges.
Yes.
Hello, Marco.
Thank you. Congratulations, Matt. A great presentation. You mentioned that you mint over 1 million NFTs for free. Where do you make the money?
So our relationship with our clients and partners and teams is on an ecosystem fee. So we charge a monthly access fee based on volume expectation and actually the utility experiences. So the volume size, the sales and revenue that the teams can make is independent of our fee. So we start anywhere from 500 euro or US dollars going up to $2,000 per month to access and mint as many tokens as you want. Again, some can be sold, some can be given away for free. That is a strategic conversation that we have with our partners, but our revenue is made through a licensing and SaaS model.
Yes.
Ajay, you.
I expect there.
Are you minting these tokens on any public blockchain protocol or?
Yes, so we've built currently for 3 different blockchains. We mint on Polygon, Ethereum, and the Flow blockchain, which is Dapper's. Dapper Labs is a partner of ours. We've built an integrated technology solution with them. So you've heard about this through NBA Top Shot or La Liga or the NFL here in the United States where I'm based. So this protocol that we've created is open for mass minting on energy efficient chains.
Okay. And the marketplace, the white label marketplace, which we are trying to explain, is it also on a public blockchain or it happens separately?
Yeah, so all tokens are minted on the blockchain that we choose with our partners. The marketplace that we create is gated. However, those tokens could also be sold on a third-party exchange. So if we are minting on Polygon or on Ethereum, they could be on OpenSea. But if we're doing our jobs right, we want to keep people engaged within our platform, and we're seeing that that's already happening.
Okay.
There's just more trust when it's within a branded ecosystem.
I think, Matt, the questions has been answered. So thank you for your time. I will just request the next
The next is fannext.now.
Fannext.now.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Pramod Parmeshwaran, and I'm part of Sports Tech Mahindra, and we're going to present fannext.now, the next generation in fan engagement. So as all sports fans, we are all interested in that special moment with our clubs, with our heroes, and that special moment should be inexpensively created. And that's what all of us are aiming towards. And FanNext.now tries to bring the stadium closer to their home. So it's not only it's a huge market, but sorry, this is just a second. Sorry, there's a technical glitch here. So if you look at the popular the popular clubs like Liverpool or the New York Knicks or the Mumbai Indians, you have a stadium capacities in the thousands, let's say from 50 to around even 100,000. But if you look at the fan base, then you have 39 million, 5.5 million. So the amount of fans that can be captured digitally is much more than what the stadium capacity can really portray. Now, how do you engage with these fans not only during the season, but across the world, across the year, and across the world? That is what FanNext brings to you. So it brings you fan loyalty to hyper-personalized engagements. By hyper-personalized, we mean specific to each fan. And how do we do that? So we at FanNext want to bring together the engaging content like Netflix, the active community like Instagram, and the contextual commerce like Amazon, and all driven by a data layer which is hyper-personalized. And our secret sauce is to transform these sports properties into digital properties. And how do we do it? We have a 3-point agenda. Identify who your fan is. Who is that crazy fan who's at 3 a.m. Looking at a PSG inconsequential match just for Messi? Right? We identify that. We find out what he likes. Does he like videos? That's how we engage them. Does he like scorecards? And then when they become engaged, we try to monetize and help the clubs bring in the money. So the fan comes first, and then that's the monetization. Monetization could be physical or it could be virtual through metaverse, NFTs, as we have all seen. I'll just play a video that gives you a glimpse of what FanNext is.
The world of sports is defined by passionate fans and fandom. Today, fans consume content and express their emotions through digital avenues. Now clubs, teams, and leagues have the golden opportunity to leverage precious fan data to power meaningful engagement with their die-hard supporters. Tech Mahindra's FanNext.now is a platform designed to bring together content, community, and commerce to drive hyper-personalized, data-driven fan experiences. This unique platform curates stadium-like experiences for fans in their living rooms. Cutting-edge AR and VR experiences immerse fans in a sporting metaverse. Through mining of data, fans get personalized content and exciting engagement experiences. Exclusive NFT-led experiences will leave them wanting more. Tech Mahindra's FanNext.now brings you all this and more by focusing on highly customizable and frictionless fan engagement. Your fans go above and beyond to support the teams they love. Are you all set to go above and beyond for them?
Great success.
We are back on time. Queries? Any queries from the judges? Any queries from the attendees?
Well, I have several questions that maybe we can talk about later. But what are you looking for in this pitch?
So as you know, we are a large company. We are not looking for investments into this. What we're looking for is expansion into sports verticals. Right now, we have cricket, racing, and the chess federation as some of the use cases that we have. We want to expand into different sport verticals and build a sports cloud. So Amazon are our partners, and we are looking to build a complete sports cloud which any sports organization can plug and play. So that's what for their fan engagement requirements, basically.
So you're basically creating the database, the fandom database.
The fandom database.
Where I'm the owner of a club or the marketing manager of a federation, I pay a fee to have access to the data. Is that it?
Not the data, the fan engagement modules itself. So data is part of it. We won't kind of share data between organizations. Maybe aggregated data, which is sorry about that. Yeah, aggregated data across organizations. But when you switch on as a club, you get the fan engagement features which are built in along with a customer database, basically, which is unique to yours. Right?
Okay, so it's fan engagement features that we're going to build together, or that you already have ready?
It's already there. So we have a lot of that. The roadmap also includes the metaverse NFT features that are going to come in.
Okay, so there's a lot more to say. Okay,
correct.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Any
Thank you. I think no one is there.
So
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Life A, please be ready. The next presentation will be from Life A.
First of all, thank you very much for your time. I'm Billy, co-founder of Life, which is a Berlin-based startup focusing on music, and that's what we're going to start talking about. We listen to music all the time, when we're happy, sad, alone, together with friends, in the shower, working, doing exercises. Music is a powerful mood enhancer for everybody in the world. But how can we enhance sports performance and the well-being of athletes through music? Well, when we add a layer of data and science under the music, we can generate and create good music to help people achieve life balance and enhance their sports performance. We know nowadays that 33% of the world population suffer from some kind of mental health problem. The COVID situation only made things worse, and athletes take a good part of this 33% of the population suffering from mental health problems. And that's where comes Life. Life is an artificial intelligence sound engine that creates original and personalized sounds to help athletes achieve their sports enhancements, and also people get their life balance. And it works in 3 steps. First, we rely heavily on science and medicine. Studies from universities all over the world says that music helps people relieve mental health problems and achieve life balance and also get better performance. We're also conducting partner research with Erasmus University in the Netherlands and Consorcio Sanitario de Terrassa in Spain. Second, we collect data from the athlete through mobiles and wearables. And third, we feed this data into a machine learning system so it generates and delivers bespoke frequencies and brainwave entrainment based on what they need. And what are the revenue streams for this? Well, we have a B2B model, as a white label says, and we collect specific data from the business partner and provide and integrate our sound solution. And here are some examples. First, we will start, the business plan starts in sleep and wellness for sleep, anxiety, migraine, depression, and fatigue relief. Second, we're going to go into sports and fitness for pre-game anxiety and focus and post-game routines. And third, finally, we're going to get into the healthcare for pre-operation stress anxiety, inpatient sleep enhancement, and everything else. We already have milestones for this, and we can start generating revenue after the first quarter of investments. And here are some examples of what we are doing. We have a partnership with the SFC Köln Bundesliga team here in Germany to provide them with post-game fatigue relief audios. In Bulgaria, we have Mindset Design as a partner. They focus on poker and tennis players. We're providing them with pre-game focused music. Hyperice from the US, they developed this Hypervolt machine. We are talking to them as an LOI for muscle fatigue relief audios. Lululemon also, we're talking with them to provide music for the mirror. iDoom Technologies, which is a company from Switzerland focused on developing EEG capturing headphones. We provide them with pre-sleep orders for testing this EEG capturing. Consorcio Sanitario di Terrassa, which already talked before about the long COVID insomnia treatments. Erasmus University, as I mentioned before, in our research of generated music and its application to emotional changes. And also, we are in talks and pilots with Under Armour, Vodafone Portugal, Samsung, and Arçelik in Turkey. We already have competitors, of course, like Calm, Headspace, Nike Training, Garmin Connect, and so many others, but we deliver differently. We deliver real-time AI music from personal data backed by specialists in science and integrated with wearables and devices. Not only that, our competitors can become our business partners since we can be their AI music generators. We've already had some investment and we are looking for 900K euros for the next 12 months of development. With this money, we intend to have at least 9 B2B partners and 15K users in our B2B2C solution. We are 3 co-founders with vast expertise in each one of our realms, and we also count with a board of advisors from wearables and sports tech specialists to doctors and business specialists all over the world. So, we invite you to join us in this world health revolution with the best solution for good health and well-being, in this innovative, low-cost and high-impact solution to reduce medication intake, enhance the performance of athletes, and in the end, achieve life balance. Thank you very much for your time, or maybe I should say, Danyavad. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Billy. You are on time, but before I pass it on to any other question, I have few points in my mind, Billy. I'll just like to ask from you. First of all, there is no denial that music is a remedy. However, music is also a kind of habit, what I listen and what I like. Now here you have mentioned that you will be capturing data, and through the regional language, the music will be generated. So my first question is that, are you creating a new music, or you are using a list of music which is already there and as per my liking?
Yeah, we have, first of all, to start with your question, we have studies, lots of studies, I can send you links later on, that prove that music helps relieve. When we say music, we say because it's sound, but it's functional music because it has specific frequencies, specific sounds, and specific validations through science and medicine that gives the results we intend to have for the moment. If it's insomnia, if it's focus, if it's stress, anxiety, whatever. And for now, we generate the music. The music starts from zero based on your data points. So based on your music tastes, based on your heart rate, based on your breathing, based on your geolocation, we generate the music for this. In the future, we will be able to integrate with Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Angami, any of them. So we can analyze your playlists and the music you like there, put them in specific order, and add this layer of functional music, meaning of sounds, frequencies, and so on top of the music you like. So, for example, if you're going to go for a run, you're going to listen to the music you like, but with the frequencies and everything else on top to provide you a better experience and have better results.
Thank you, Billy. I got the point. Any query? Any query from the judges or from the audience? Surely it is a new kind of a solution, Billy, and thanks for thinking like that.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Have a great day there. Thank you.
The next solution is Zeus from Valencia. Zeus.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can you go?
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible, please.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me share screen.
Yes, please start. Yeah, please start.
Yes, Mr. Castello.
Yeah, I will go ahead. Just first of all, congratulations to all the finalists and to the organization of these awards. The first thing I want to mention is what is SUS. SUS is the brand name. And under that brand name, there's our company, Smart Visual Data, which is a strategic data analysis and management consultancy from Valencia, Spain, that helps companies turn information into knowledge through business dashboards that show the most relevant key performance indicators in real time. The focus of our projects is people and how data can help them make better decisions and be more agile and productive. With regard to Valencia Club de Fútbol, it is one of the most successful soccer clubs in Spain and Europe, and it has a lot of information related to what happens around the first team football match in their stadium. And this information comes from several sources in different ways. Considering this, the club had the need to measure, monitor, analyze in real time the fundamental key performance indicators of everything that happens online and offline during their matches. They had several sources of data, delayed information, that was their problem, undefined key performance indicator, and the lack of cross data between online and offline. So therefore, SUS proposed the creation of a video wall, a screen of a video wall providing an overview of any match being played at the Mestalla Stadium, and at a glance, teams are now able to make decisions thanks to the real-time reading of the data unified in one dashboard, being capable of reacting to any crisis. We developed a tailored dashboard which has 5 layers, which with cross-data visualization for different areas. Well, for example, ticketing. In ticketing, the visualization of the total number of tickets sold plus total income, sales trend between internet and box offices, and the packs sold online as well. Regarding the access, viewing general information about attendance at matches. We have detailed view of the capacity covered by stands, member attendance, status bars of each of the entrances, whether there's a problem or one of the accesses for how long, what is the access level compared to other or the usual access level of the times. We can also see the social networks of the club, how they are performing, the latest posts, the followers, the reach and potential new followers, the trends, hashtags and memos. Regarding the store in the stadium or elsewhere as well, even online, we have the sales, the comparative online and offline, as I was mentioning, the top players, the revenue, the tickets, the average ticket of the shop, and the top products that are being sold, all in one dashboard. The digital behavior of users in the web pages, where in a word map you're seeing where they are visiting the web page, what are the top contents, what are the accesses from Android compared to iOS devices, for example. So with the high volume of data that our projects handle, it is logical to think of their scalability, and SUS proposal provides horizontal and vertical scalability to allow an increasing amount of data as well as new sources of information. We have experts in SQL that ensure the optimization, obtaining great performance, also in the most ambitious projects. The monitoring, management, and visualization of data through dashboards is key for any company, and it is also within the sports club, where this project is the first social media common center focused on sports management, saving time in searching for information and generating weekly or monthly reports that more efficient work teams use to increase their productivity. It is installed within the Valencia Club de Fútbol Common Center. The club now is able to manage and visualize in real time all the actions that take place around the club, giving it the possibility of anticipating future needs and generating new lines of businesses around innovation and technology through the analysis of KPIs such as digital audience, trends, social listening, or ticket sales. To conclude, now the Valencia Club de Fútbol team will not only feel more involved with the project itself, but also will also consume the data instantly without having to go to the data sources to look for it and to make decisions in an objective, more agile and efficient manner. Thank you all for your attention, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Any queries from the judges?
Next one is Mr. Vinod.
As well as he is part of Siemens e-Mobilia He has created a solution which is for refereeing. He is not part of the competition, but he is part of the dreamer's den, where the solution is just being projected for better awareness and understanding.
Hi, Vinod.
Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
can you see me?
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, perfect. Thank you so. Yeah, sorry. Dr. Patel, you were saying something?
No, I'm saying you can start your pitch.
All right, perfect. So thank you very much to the committee for this opportunity. Let me introduce myself. I'm a project manager at Siemens e-mobility. So you might ask, what am I doing here? Football has always been a passion of mine. And even though my playing career was cut short due to injury, I didn't want to pay to watch a football game. I wanted to be in the action. So that's why I chose to be a referee. And when I started refereeing in Germany, after a few games, I thought to myself, why aren't we referees being able to use technology? And why isn't it so developed? And as an engineer, of course, I had my electronics workshop next to me. And I thought, let me see if I can bring something or think of something unique and innovative. So just to give you a background, I was the first referee to use the referee paging system in the Karnataka State Football Association Super Division match. And that got me thinking, when you referee in a stadium and you have big games, I was really sad to see that technology is not being used. And the reason for this, the problem statement now, is because it's so expensive. The professional solution developed by a company in Switzerland, what the referees use, costs about 1,000 euros, going up to how much you want to scale it and how much communication kits you need. So how can we bring a solution where we can give referees this opportunity to actually use them on the pitch and aid them in their refereeing decisions? So I'm a technical guy. You see, I don't have any slides. I have the product in hand, and I would like to show you. So I started off with a prototype. So basically, what this does is, this is an electronic board, and you have a microcontroller in there that can set up a Wi-Fi, or it's just like basically using your phone to set up a hotspot. This one can do that independent, and you have two other receiver sets that you can use, just like this. This is another advanced prototype which I developed, and the third set is basically like a watch or a system that the referee has on his armband, or much smaller, just in a watch module. So. And this way, the referees can communicate with each other, and you can have decisions being made on the pitch just by this communication method. Just to give you an example, so as a referee, you're running into the penalty box. Now, what happens if you don't have technology is you have to try and look at your assistant referee to see has he raised the flag. Has he waved for something? So in that moment, at the back of your mind, you're not able to concentrate on the action at hand. You're always trying to look at your assistant referee. And we all know in that split second, there might be a foul that's committed, or it can be a goal-scoring opportunity, and you've missed it because you've looked up. What happens after that? You make the wrong decision. So how does this work? When the assistant referee he has this solution on the flag. So this solution is, you can make any flag a smart flag. You just wrap this up, and like the module I showed you, you can click to immediately notify the referee who has a buzzer or a sound on his arm, just the same set, and he immediately knows that something has happened. He doesn't need to take his focus off the match and off the game. Why do I say it's so important? Just out of statistics, there are 80,000 referees refereeing in Germany in the course of a season, right? And you have 14,000 of them are under the age of 18. And when you look at research, according to the latest research, a child gets his first mobile phone at the age, on an average of 10.3 years. So when you look at that, and you look at the referees, and the young referees are coming right up from grassroots football, right up to the semi-professional and the professional league, we need to introduce technology. Because once we give them technology, and once we start promoting referees to use this type of technology and making it possible to do so, we get the interest in the game, and we see that refereeing is not something that someone would say immediately when they're 10 or 11 or 12, oh, I want to be a referee. They always want to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo. So how do we get that interest into the game? We add technology. What does technology do also to referees and the refereeing departments? What happens is now you have a solution where you can start to track all the data. I saw a few pitches on data tracking for players, but we forget about the referees. In this solution, all the data can be tracked. You can take it down from the cloud. You have your refereeing department. You can have a leaderboard of the referees, the number of kilometers run per match. You have the number of offside decisions. And so you always have the data on hand and can kind of add to improving fitness level of the referees and then attracting them to try and come into this area of refereeing. And in the end, you're using data not only to generate value, but also improve performance, increase efficiency, and also get more referees into the game. So signing off, what am I trying to do with my solution? I'm trying to make refereeing more sexy by bringing technology into this field. Thank you so much, everyone, for hearing this pitch. I'm open to any students, any universities who want to work with me on this project, any startups. Feel free to contact me and let's take this forward. We're in phase 1 right now, where we have the communication kits ready. Just to give you an idea, phase 4 is where we'll integrate semi-automated offsite technology with sensors and trying to get solutions that are low cost that we can implement in all levels of football, from grassroots right up to semi-professional and then maybe spilling over to professional league.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your pitch.
Thanks.
Any queries? If there is no query, Binod, you stay connected.
Next, team sports. It's already onboarded. If not, we'll move to the next, that is banyanboard.com. Team sports.
Dibba put a reminder for team sports. Please start.
Just waiting for the slides. All right. Good evening to all the folks around here. Thank you to GSC for allowing us to pitch here, because we had said, hey, we're not looking for investment. We are self-funded and plan to stay that way. But really gracious of them to allow us to be here and share what we're doing. We are banyanboard.com. We advertise ourselves as India's first video analytics product company. You already heard a pitch around video analytics. That's services plus product. We're exclusively product, self-serve product out of India. We got started because me and my co-founder were both techies, and we built a lot of technical products, and we started wondering, why are we using 100% imported analysis in India? That's how our journey got started. Of course, inspiration alone does not make a good business model. There has to be a good business case. So we went around talking to a lot of coaches, analysts, CEOs in the football ecosystem in India, and we realized that there are some roadblocks to video analytics adoption. Those of you who don't know much about video analytics, it is the process of taking video footage, breaking it out into pieces, and then helping that to improve player performance. In fact, I've met a lot of youngsters here who want to get into this space. In India, if you look at it, only the top clubs, that too in men, ISL, I-League, are using this. You don't see this in the grassroots, almost completely missing. There are a few reasons for that. One is cost. The other one is lack of support, technical support in the Indian local geography, which results in essentially the clubs not adopting video analytics beyond the absolute highest levels. So we want to change that. We've built a product from grounds up that is affordable, that's intuitive and integrated. Those are three really key words for us. Affordable, because the club should not be burnt trying to buy our product. Intuitive, we don't want certified analysts to be able to use our product. We want really anybody in this audience to be able to open up the product and be able to use it. And integrated, because we've seen across the video analytics space, there have been a lot of acquisitions. So because of all the acquisitions and stitching together of products in the global domain, it actually feels like using three different things when you're using the different modules. We want to get away from that. It's one product. It should have one single user experience. And there will be good local support to make sure that the analysts that use it, the people that want to go deep, do not drop out in the middle of their analytics journey. And finally, we think the whole video analysis process should be integrated with the fan engagement process and the sponsor revenue monetization process. Because when an analyst goes and tags all the events on video, it's the same exact thing that the digital marketing person is doing later on. You're trying to find the goals, you're trying to find the stellar moments, you're trying to market it to your fans. That doesn't have to be a repeat. And if you're able to bring your sponsors into every one of these video analytics, every one of these videos that you're analyzing, now your sponsors get their visibility, the club is able to monetize the product just from the sponsorship revenue. So that's the way we have conceived about it. This is a self-serve product. Any one of you right now can go log on to banyanboard.com, onboard yourself and start using it. It's 100% cloud hosted. We don't want to tax people with expensive laptops with GPU powered computing. So you go onto the cloud, log in, and you can start using it. Our fully automated sign-up process, so you don't need any person from Banyan Board to onboard you. We have 3 tiers. We have the free tier, so you can go check out our product just like any other internationally competitive product. Have your entire user experience with us. We have not throttled it in any way in terms of de-featuring, so you get the full experience. If you're a small club, we are selling it at the cost of 5,000 rupees. You can use it yourself for a fee of 5,000 rupees. You get 100 storage hours. If you are a larger club, we are offering it for an introductory price of rupees 10,000 per month, and you get 400 storage hours. So that's the very simple business model. And if you're a bigger club, you can also talk to us. We have other interesting ideas about how we can monetize. The current status is the product is 24/7 globally available. Anybody can sign on to it as I speak. Our first customer is onboarding with us next month, and we are in a lot of other discussions. Now, very quickly, what is video analysis? It's a process of breaking the game down into small segments and to do it really efficiently and take all those segments. So if you have a video that's say 90 minutes long for a football match, that's going to result in maybe 500 small annotations of data. Then summarize all of those data in a form, like for example, I want to know when did Messi hit the midfield with his right foot under pressure. If I want to answer that question, to be able to answer that very quickly. And then build compelling visual stories so that the coach or the analyst is able to present that story to the players. Now, to do all of this, again, this is a highly competitive market. There are a number of products out there. Our approach has been the 3 I's: intuitive, integrated, interactive. Intuitive, we put a lot of AI in the intuitive piece so that anybody can just click around and produce broadcast quality visualization with just a few clicks. So that's where we have put the AI into the intuitive experience. It's integrated. All the modules that you will see goes through one user experience, just like how you pick up an iPhone. The entire experience is intuitive, the same process. And then interactive, so you can do this on an iPad or a mobile quite simply. If you benchmark us against the competitors, which is very important because this is a crowded space, we rank up there in terms of affordability, value for money, and collaboration. Collaboration is a module I'm not touching too deeply here for lack of time. We would say we are 70 to 80% there when it comes to drawing and video tagging. We are just launching our statistics module in a couple of months, and we plan to get into player tracking only next year. So enough talking, let me show you exactly how the product works.
We are closing to the time.
How many minutes? Okay, all right. So let me pick up one example of how tagging would work. And here is, okay, so here is a diagram where we are showing the drawing features where a coach is going around clicking and able to create player lines. The AI is automatically identifying whether it's a home player or an away player, creating the right kind of spotlights, making sure that it's a broadcast quality experience where you see the spotlight is under the player. We also have some more features where you can zoom into the player. You can easily move players. For example, if you want to show where the player had to have been for them to have received the ball probably in space, this is an example of that. We'll show you an example of after you've conducted the tagging. So these are all tags that you see on this axis here. And all of these tags can then be broken down and just played for what you want. For example, in this particular sequence, we're only showing opponents' shots and goals. So this could be any one of your players, parents that could come in here, and for every one of these clips, your sponsors' logos can go, so there is automatic monetization for you from the video tagging exercise, so the product pays back for itself. Our goal, folks, is I saw under 17 player who is gone to the nationals. I asked her, did you experience under video analytics till you hit the national team? And she said, no, that's in India, that's what's happening. So it's like giving a computer to your kid for the first time when they hit college. It's not a good situation. We have to expose our kids earlier, so we have to bring down the cost of adoption. That's one of the reasons we built this product. Thank you.
Thank you.
Queries from the judges or any coaches? Any query? Do you feel that the video analytical process which is there at Banyan Tree will add value for your coaching? Easier for you to explain post-match or pre-match thing for your player? Okay, I think there is no query. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amozi?
Started sometime in 2020. It's been started by a nice guy, Rajiv Ghosh, as a founder and a chairman. So we are essentially a streaming engine led platform, routing through, let's say, tier 2, tier 3 cities in India. So definitely what we have analyzed in last couple of years, why the industry is struggling in terms of the sports OTT. So that's why all the methodology are rooted and in fact directed towards a common understanding of that why we should have this only sports OTT of India, so which we are coming up in month of October. So definitely. So there are a lot of scope. In fact, all the deep pocket spenders like, or maybe the OTT players like Disney, or maybe for that matters Sony and network SPN. So what they had failed, and we realized, couple of we have learned our learnings from them, that they have started as an entertainment platform. Right, say they don't have any legacy, pedigree, they don't have any baggage till date. Still, they have been, incurring lot of maybe losses in terms of their balance sheet. So that's why what we have realized that at the same time there's a growth in streaming services, but that also gives a complexity also. It has created a complexity in terms of operational.
Ajayji, your slide is not moving.
What they fail to realize is, so there ample demand in the ecosystem, but the only challenge they have faced was operational knowledge.
Ajayji, slide is not moving. Is there any presentation, Ajayji? Slide is not moving.
Is visible or? Are you able to see the screen?
No.
No.
Do you want me to?
You will start from there where you have finished. We will give this additional time in between, but you will start from there where you have finished.
Now it's visible.
The first slide is coming. After that, it is not moving. Now it is moving.
Okay.
Please go to the slide where you.
So I'm not going. So please excuse me that I'm not going to repeat what is there in the. What I'm going to add is over and above of this presentation. Definitely, this is an agenda where we'll talk about what we are up to, what capability we have, was a problem statement, solution statement, and scalability versus investment. So definitely Rajiv and the team also
Ajay,
realized
this
that,
part has been done.
So
You
there
come
are
to the solution part.
complicated, approaches till date as far as evolving of the ecosystem. But since we are coming up sports only OTT in India, which is exclusively for the primarily for the all the sports, but it will be futsal heavy. Definitely, soccer would be the will lead the card. Of course, gymnastic and the, let's say, wrestling to everything. So we are hoping that 20 plus games would be definitely we are in position to streaming will be happening in November onwards. We already signed up with multinationals. We already signed up with international clubs for their rights. So definitely, what we realized that 69%, that means 7 out of 10 Indians are not happy with the streaming experiences. That average time is 6 minutes to in fact going through all. So they will take all the pain what they want to consume. Of course, and what will be the at the same time it is also becoming very expensive. Most of the users are on 3 or 4 different OTT platforms, whether they want to consume news or maybe news or entertainment or Bollywood or maybe Hollywood or sports for that matter. What we and there's a history in terms of there's a of course they are more expensive to use, more hard to use. So what we realized that in terms of this is the problem statement. In fact, we have closed all the rabbit holes where we realize whether entry or exit will be the same, unlike other partners or maybe other participants or maybe the other OTT players really falter on this part. And of course, we also have almost 10,000 hours of streaming, live streaming in first year, which we plan to start. Of course, it will going to add, and as a new company or as a new platform, I know this is very human task, or maybe some sort of a very ambiguity is also there. But we are looking somewhere around $12.5 million worth in next 3 years. Definitely, the number of streaming hours would definitely going to grow. We are hoping that 10 million will sign up in first year, and definitely out of that 2 million should be the paid subscriber. We are about to sign with the leading telcos company in India. We already have a let's say 7 to 8 funnel in terms of to work with the leading gaming and esports in India, company in India. And of course, there are multiple brands already has shown a lot of keen and they are already very keen to work with us for a longer period of time. If any business will come to us and say, okay, we want to reach out to the tier 2
Ajay, one more minute
in India, we would be the go-to platform for them. In terms of scalability, definitely we are looking for 1 lakh plus. 1 lakh plus concurrency at any given point of time. We are building our own streaming engine, which will add feather in the cap. And of course, we also have we will be sitting around 300 to 400 million of data per couple of years. So definitely these are the various revenue model which we already presented to you: subscription, premium, commission, telecoms, and advertising services. And of course, so we already have this kind of whether defined ideate.
Ajay ji, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please, Ajay ji?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just a second, Ajay ji, because the time has already overshooted a bit. I will come down straight to one point. If you can just explain it in 30 seconds. What you can understand that it is an OTT platform which will be launched in the month of October. My question is that what is your USP?
Ajay ji.
Ajay ji, my query is that the platform will be launched in the month of October. So, yes. What is your USP? Because the values and figures at this moment will not matter. What is your USP?
So this is why why we have been coming up with this platform. That is a buffer-free streaming capabilities, multi-device streaming, in-depth video analytics, comprehensive subscription options, user-friendly features, engagement, gaming, sports console, and of course, gender equality-centric sports coverage and mileage. So, and why we are confident to reach these numbers or reach to maybe reach out to the maximum sports administrator or maybe the sponsors or the, let's say, or the broadcaster. Because we are building our own, because we are building our high-grade media streaming solution. Of course, so and these are the various features where one can find in terms of the streaming engine. So this is almost 37 odd features which will be there in our streaming engine, unlike others. So and we are building our streaming engine, and it should be ready by November.
Thank you.
So
thank you. Thank you, Ajay.
For the
Thank
investment, that we are also gunning for our enhancement in terms of the AI chatbot, AI technology, and transforming video intelligence.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is for the offering for the advertisers. If somebody or maybe the maybe in terms of
thank you, Ajay. We thank you, Ajay. We got the point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation.
The next is Ari Cooling Caller.
Hi, Robert. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Your time can start with a count of 3, 2, 1. Are you ready?
One moment, please.
So.
Yes, I am ready, sir.
Thank you. So go on, please. Thank you. You can start.
Unfortunately, 1,300 individuals die every year due to exertional heat exhaustion, and far too many of them are athletes. I'm here speaking to you today to help bring that number to 0. It's a good morning from the United States. My name is Robert Michael Amar. I'm a career firefighter and paramedic for the last 23 years and CEO of Recooling Tech. It was in the summer of 2018 when I was speaking to our local high school American football coach when I had visited his school 3 times in 1 week due to heat emergencies. 3 more times that week, I was there for the soccer team. All of these athletes were having a hard time keeping cool in the hot temperatures. I spoke to the athletic trainers, and they confided in me, telling me that their athletes are constantly overheating, that they have a hard time keeping their athletes cool, and that there's a direct relationship between high temperatures and high performance on the football field. So I spoke to the team medical director, and he corroborated that protecting his athletes is a growing concern in the heat, and that we need a proactive solution. So I traveled throughout the United States speaking to multiple coaches and athletic training staff, and they do understand the dangers of heat upon athletes in the United States and throughout the world. Trainers throughout the country and the world do have a hard time keeping their athletes cool. And everyone sees a diminished performance in the heat. It just wasn't local to me in my run district as a firefighter and paramedic. In fact, a recent study completed in just over 2 weeks at 60 colleges in the United States cited 365 cases of heat exposures to athletes in just this short time frame. This is when the ambient air temperature and the humidity combine for conditions that are universally accepted as unsafe. This has led to 32 governmental statewide mandates in the United States to protect athletes against the heat while performing sports. This has let us know that 58% of athletes performing in the United States are in need of a solution. That means 4.6 million athletes in just the United States need Recooling Tech. And Recooling Tech is the answer. It's a very simple to use product that is worn around the neck of athletes that circulates cold solution before, during, and after exertion. This is special not only to soccer, but in American football, in baseball, you can wear our product without having to be connected to a pump with a full set of protective gear, such as shoulder pads or a helmet, without impeding the movement of an athlete at high performance levels. We tested our products and our claims at the Corey Stringer Institute in the United States at the University of Connecticut. And this is special because I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, where Mr. Corey Stringer played American football at The Ohio State University. He went on to play in the National Football League, but died on the field of play due to exertional heat exhaustion. And this institution was founded to solve a problem that I believe that we are a proactive solution for. We contrasted our technology worn around the neck against standard wet towels worn around the neck of athletes. And as you can see, at 5 minutes, we can decrease the temperature of the skin around the neck by 15 degrees F. And after 5 minutes, the cooling towels continue to go up in temperature while we continue to go down. By holding a static source of 4 to 7 ounces of cold water around the neck, if you'd like to move freely without being connected to a pump, or you can sit on the bench and continuously cool indefinitely for as long as you'd wish. Our pricing model allows affordability for athletes at all skill sets. And we offer a small pump that can cool between 1 and 2 athletes at a time, and a large pump that can cool an entire team as a pump would sit behind the bench. And because I have a lot of intrinsic motivation to solve this problem as a public servant, I don't want to leave any athlete who doesn't have the monetary resources to be left behind for cooling technology. And you can simply connect our collar with a standard water bottle with a small pump inside that can circulate cold fluid for as long as one would wish to, such as in between plays or timeouts, or in I understand the FIFA World Cup in the qualifying tournaments, they have allowed for cooling breaks, and we would be a perfect implementation at that time. Our traction as a pre-revenue startup is we have over 1,000 units pre-ordered, completed by 2 pilots. I'm very excited to share with you that the biggest pilots we've had are with the National Football League in the United States. We participated in 2 summer training camps this summer with our technology. And the U.S. Department of Energy is very interested in implementing recooling tech as a standard of care to prevent heat exhaustion for oil rig workers. And that could lead to a federal contract.
Rob,
in the
2 more
United States.
minutes.
It's absolutely my pleasure to speak with you today and to share our solution. Again, my name is Robert Marr. I'm a Recooling Tech CEO and inventor, also a public servant for 23 years. I'm joined on my team by Ms. Brittany Soder, who's our Chief Operations Officer with over 12 years experience in medical device sales. With a very strong team, we will be going to market in the summer of 2023. And once again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Rob. I will first see if there is any question from the audience. If there is no query, I have a small query. Rob, the cold patch around the neck is a known phenomena to control body temperature. What problem you have solved? Please define.
So what we've solved is we are a proactive solution to decrease temperature around the neck by 15 degrees Fahrenheit before, during, and after exertion. So we've also proven that we can increase athletic performance by keeping athletes more cool and comfortable while they perform. So if we can get ahead of these heat emergencies, that is our objective, and that is our claim.
Okay, thank you. Sports Specs is there?
I'm the founder of Footy app. It's a player development app for across the world, actually, where we've now introduced it in the US, and our plan now is to make this a global experience for everybody. So as you'll see, it's meant to be the most comprehensive player development app that is in the market. And player development is the problem because there's too much of a disparity, we believe, in the abilities of players to train on their own, and coaches and parents to help them with a club model that produces professional players. So our problem statement: how do we improve player development worldwide? And the major deficiencies are of 3 types. 1, the training curriculum. how do we give professional training to players, whatever their age might be, like as an academy, professional academy, and based off of the level as well. So the player might, the training that the player is actually getting, how is the curriculum that they're doing, and how effective might that be? The second aspect of it is the coaching tools and resources based off of technology accessible, and the education of the coaches and their expertise. Do coaches and parents fall short in educating their players so that they do improve and get better? And the last aspect of a player's development is the organizational operations of that club to establish a culture to develop professional players with all the resources and things available, as you can see in top clubs that are seen in Belgium, France, Spain, and whatnot. And I think globally, I think there's a huge disparity between the top clubs in the world and the rest of whether it's wherever it might be, especially in the U.S. where I am from here, there's a lot of shortcomings. So this is the problem at the youth stage. How do we improve player development? And this is what this app has been created for. So as you see here on the left, I have the app, my cell phone being shared. And our aim is not just to give player development curriculum, but it's to also integrate in what the players do on their own through this platform, along with club directors and the coaches and parents as well, integrating them all into the solution. And if we just gave curriculum for players to use, it would be a little bit naive, because it's not just what the player does on their own. The ability for them to develop as a player most certainly integrates the job of all the members of that player's influence. So the first platform that we have is the players platform, and there's over 20 different programs here with 5 to 7 years of training, 600 full-length sessions, variety of training from that. So in a career mode, you can do small space individual sessions, 400 in length. In functional program, you can train by the specific position that you train. So if you're a goalkeeper, you can go through different categories of that position and train it in curriculum already made. There's testing and trainers and whatnot. There's also social engagement, where you can video challenge anyone in the world. And then there's physical curriculum for 4 to 12 weeks, completely customizable with testing and all this. Then there's educational resources with sports psychology, motivation, and all of this. From the player standpoint, there's many features available. And to our competition, you see that Footy app checks off almost every area of player development from just the players platform in comparison to the 3 main ones in market in the US. Now, this is where we separate ourselves even further. There's a coaches platform that we've integrated in within the app, where they see a different view, but it allows for the coaches to integrate technology in to better enhance the ability for them to develop the players that they have for them. And this will involve video analysis, a resource hub for coaches' resources and training sessions, scouting reports, in-game analysis, post-game data import for analytics, performance reflection, player evaluations, and team evaluations. It just allows the coaches to do such a more efficient job in making sure that their players that they train develop, and it's all on one platform for them to see. And the last aspect of it is the platform that we give for administration to make sure that everything that they do from operations standpoint is managed well, with scheduling, reporting, messaging between teams and parents, and payments and registration and all that. Integration with partnerships and e-store and all of e-commerce for store, and all of this to this regard. So you can see how our solution is not just training on your own. That's just one element of it. We expand it to all the members of an entire organization's community to make sure that everything is on point, super efficient, and delivering fantastic curriculum, education, and resources. The financials to this, the expected revenues, which we've just launched and have piloted a few clubs just in this year. I believe it was February in exact, but the aim here is with investment here, we'll be able to immediately get a pre-contracted agreement with the franchise of 20,000 players to bring in 1.5 in revenue, and because our price point is just fantastic. So with that, by June of 2023, we aim to get 50,000 users just in the U.S. alone with the franchises that
One more minute, please.
Made contacts with. So in a return on investment after 9 months, you get that, and I believe tripled from what we would ask. So from the scaling purposes, we would use this as a proof of concept that it has worked in the U.S. And to then expand it globally with language translations, customization, and affordability, and then expand it to all sports as well. So from this standpoint, once we get soccer down extremely well, or football down extremely well, the globalization and then expanding it to all sports would be the next initiative. So the future of coaching is what we've got here from player development standpoint, and integrating in as well.
Arman, 20 seconds more.
Coaches in the full organization as well. So that is for the app. If you have questions, feel free to ask, and let's not sharing this for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Arman. Any queries? Any queries, please, from the coaches, judges? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arman.
Okay.
Mr. Francisco is there, I think. Team Sports. Team Sports, do we have you?
Team Sports most probably just landed. Team Sports of a sports management institute is here. He just want to share one presentation from his side on the fan engagement. What is his understanding? It is not a product. It is just a dreamer's den. If Kushal is there, join quickly.
Kushal Mandal.
It is not part of the competition. We just want to encourage one of the students from Indian Institute who just wants to think about the thing.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kushal, and I am a sports enthusiast, especially a football lover. So let me ask you a question. If a match is going on between Manchester United and Liverpool, and at the same time a match is going on between Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru FC, what do you like to watch? Yeah, so most of the people from India like to watch top 5 European leagues, but not the Indian football. That's where the main problem is. So, in terms of quality, there is lot more quality football in top 5 European leagues like La Liga and EPL and other leagues. But when we talk about IPL or PKL, there is no such competition. Basically, IPL is one of the most exciting league in the world in terms of cricket, and in PKL, there is no such competition. So, there is two major concerns. How do we make the fan bases to watch the Indian football, and how do we make them sustainable, the fan bases? So here are few statistics. You can see in India, cricket like religion. So everyone loves cricket, everyone loves to spend time in cricket. And you can see there, kabaddi and wrestling are there for, before football. And now, badminton has taken the place as well. So, football is going down, we can say. And this is some statistics where we can see the involvement of fans in Indian football, I mean Indian Super League, which is called ISL. Now, what is fan engagement? From club perspective or from marketing perspective, if you can attract fans and engage fans, they are the main source of revenue. Okay, so they can bring you money into the sports, and that helps the ecosystem to grow. From the fans' perspective, what they want is excitement, and what they like basically the pride and sense of belonging towards the club. Now, what is the solution? So we can create an app which basically the dream app, I would like to call it, and it can bring all the football fans together. So what is this dream app? So first things first, there is no such communications between the clubs and the fans in India. So we would like to connect the fans at match day event and at non-match day event. So what we can do, the people who will register in our app, basically we can give them a free ticket, not free, any discounted price, and they come to the stadium and watch the game. And on non-match day events, that we can also connect with fans and host the fans. So in this way, we can communicate with them. So via communication, we can reach out to the fans. And now, if we are talking about connection, then in this current generation, there is no better way to explain the social media. Basically, via social media in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, we can connect with them. So what do we do? Yes. So for engagement, we would like to introduce binding poll. What is binding poll? Binding poll basically where we can choose, or maybe we can vote for the team's strategic decision, or maybe we can influence the decision where the fans can directly choose the team's jersey. This is implemented in the PKL, and this has become really successful. Apart from this, we can conduct 1 or 2 AMA sessions, ask me anything sessions, with the club's hierarchy. Also, apart from this, maybe in trivia or quiz in the Twitter, what can bring a lot of fans together. And few non-granular content in the local language, whether it tells the story of some players where the fans can relate to their idols. And now, the gamification part. In the gamification part, in this generation, esports are massively booming, in especially India and the Southeastern Asia. So why don't we leverage it? So via gamification, we also can improve a lot of fans together as well. And now the most interesting and the important part is monetization. So how do we monetize the fans? First, the membership will come into the picture. For membership, if any fan can register in the app, basically by 100 rupees, 40 rupees directly can go to the club's account. So this way, they can help the club to grow as well. And apart from this, NFTs are also there, and they can sell the merchandise within a discount price. And now, we would like to engage every fan for the 360-degree engagement. So this is our motive, and we can, so the fans basically love to engage, and they will be here for this year and the next year. Thank you very much.
So which brings to the end of this day, that is a pitch day.